They built 96 homes on my land while I sat in a hospital waiting room watching my father die. I came back to find my family's legacy bulldozed and replaced by manicured lawns and HOA signs. I wasn't gone a year, just 3 months. 3 months of hell, and when I returned, it was like I'd walked into someone else's dream built on my nightmare. The woman behind it all, Lydia Whitmore, had no idea I spent a decade as a real estate attorney in Chicago, sharpening my teeth in courtrooms nastier than this development. She thought she could bury the truth under cement and paperwork. She didn't know she was stepping into a trap I'd spent years preparing. The sun was setting over the Texas horizon when I pulled onto the dirt road I grew up on, Duke's head on my lap, his whines echoing the grief I hadn't spoken. The old oak tree still stood barely. But instead of our farmhouse, I saw rows of homes, fountains, and signs for Willow Crest, a premium living community. I slammed the brakes. This was Donovan land, my father's land, and they'd paved right over it. I confronted the first clipboard-wielding clown I saw, Bradley, the HOA enforcer, and he had the audacity to ask if I had a visitor's pass. When I said the word Donovan, he blinked, then sneered. "Sorry, sir, this is private property." Security escorted me off my own dirt. The same dirt my great-grandfather farmed. The same land my dad built our house on. And stapled to our family's old oak tree, a removal notice. Violated aesthetic standards. Set for destruction Monday. As I knelt beside that tree, running my fingers over the bark where my dad carved our initials, a white Lexus pulled up. Heels clicked across the pavement. Lydia Whitmore stood before Mebland, polished, cold. "Mr. Donovan," she said like I was some inconvenience. "I trust you've seen the improvements." I told her this was still our land. She laughed. "Adverse possession, sweetheart. Texas law. We built while it was vacant." She knew damn well it wasn't. My father died here 3 months ago. That night, I sat alone in what used to be our barn, now a chandeliered HOA boardroom, as Lydia staged a meeting to mock me publicly. I stood up, showed deeds, tax receipts, photos. Proof this land never left our hands. Lydia smiled and waved her folder. "According to county records, your father entered long-term care 7 years ago. The land was abandoned. We have legal standing." 7 years? My father had a stroke, spent 2 months in rehab, and came home. They falsified the timeline. Someone altered those documents. And that's when I met Mateo Alvarez, a tech whiz whose father worked this land for my grandfather. He'd hacked into Lydia's servers. Emails, forged records, shell companies. Lydia wasn't just building homes, she was flipping the whole subdivision to a resort developer for $300 million. Paradise for the rich, destruction for everyone else. Her board was a group of puppets, bought off or blackmailed. Mateo found out her enforcer, Bradley, was promised 5% of profits if he kept me out. But it was the old wool I found in Dad's storage shed that changed everything. Buried under war metals and dusty tools, it had a clause. "This land shall remain in Donovan hands until 2030. Any sale before then shall be null and void." They couldn't legally buy it, so they stole it. Lydia needed this land to complete the deal. No land, no resort, no payday. That's why she faked abandonment. I went undercover, told her I wanted in. Pitched myself as an investor. She took the bait. Even tested get me to sign a tree removal order for the old oak. I signed with my left hand. A trick my ambidextrous grandfather taught me. A signature that would never hold up in court. Meanwhile, Bradley gave me internal records, shaking with guilt and fatherly regret. His daughter hadn't spoken to him in 2 years. "I want her to be proud again," he said. Then came the dinner party. Lydia invited me, her ex-husband Trevor Blake, a board member of the resort company, and everyone she hoped to impress. She planned to expose me as a broke fraud. But when she announced I'd invest $2 million, I stood and said I decided to invest $5 million on the condition I receive original documents and preserve the oak tree. When she challenged me, I produced the tree order and revealed the left-handed signature. "That's not valid," I said. "You taught me how to cheat, Lydia. I just applied the lesson." The room erupted. Then the FBI walked in. Arrest warrants. Fraud. Forgery. Money laundering. They took Lydia away in cuffs. Trevor stood stunned, realizing he'd been backing a con artist. Lydia looked at me as she was let out and whispered, "I did it for us." Trevor choked out, "You were always enough, Lydia. You didn't have to do this." 3 months later, the trial began. Lydia confessed everything on the stand. Not excuses, just truth. I became the monster I swore I'd never be, she said. She admitted she targeted my land because it reminded her of what she'd lost. Your father was the man I wish had raised me. She cried. So did I? The judge gave her 5 years. Not the maximum, but enough. The development was torn down. The families were compensated. My land became the Harold Donovan Memorial Park, a gift to the community. The oak tree still stands. Mateo became a lawyer. Bradley reunited with his daughter and now runs a non-profit fighting predatory HOAs. My neighbor, got herself elected to the regional senior council. Her parrot, Charlie, squawks corruption on command. And me? I'm helping families across the country fight their own HOA nightmares. We call ourselves the Donovan Defense Team. Lydia sent me a letter from prison. She teaches inmates how to read now. Said, in destroying my empire, you saved my soul. I keep that letter in my wallet next to a photo of the oak tree. Underneath it, Dad's handwriting. Strong roots make strong branches. Never forget where you come from, son. We turned their trap into a legacy. We didn't just take back land, we took back dignity. That's how you beat the empire. Not with fire. With truth.